As they approached the final trading voyage, Dalika, fearing that her sister might outshine her, planned to steal Satya's money and goods to ensure her victory. The story of the Diamond Bull. Once upon a time in the land of India, there was a wealthy merchant named Antagati. He owned a fleet of trading ships and organized nationwide trade. Antagati had a daughter named Dalika, who was beautiful, intelligent, skilled, and cunning. He also had an adopted daughter named Satya, who was equally beautiful, intelligent, honest, and kind-hearted. Antagati loved and educated both daughters equally. As he grew old, he began to consider whom to pass his wealth to. One day, he called his two daughters and said,
"My beloved daughters, I'm old now, and business requires someone worthy to take over from me. Today, I am initiating a business competition. I will provide each of you with equal capital and a ship to trade in Vietnam. Whoever brings back the most wealth will win and receive the entire inheritance."
The two daughters obeyed their father eagerly and set sail across the ocean to the new land. True to her father's words, Vietnam is indeed a very potential market, and the two girls' trading trip after only 2 months was very successful. For Dalika, this is a rare opportunity to own all of her father's assets. So she forces herself to work hard to win. She couldn't bear to lose. So she completely focused on making money. Satya, on the other hand, enjoyed both business and travel. She combined business with pleasure, exploring new lands and making new friends. This challenge was like a game to her, provided with all the means to do as her heart desired. As they approached the final trading voyage, Dalika, fearing that her sister might outshine her, planned to steal Satya's money and goods to ensure her victory. A few days before returning home, Dalika persuaded Satya to go into the city for leisure. Satya, eager for fun, agreed. Unbeknownst to her, Dalika had hired thieves to board Satya's ship and steal all her money and goods. Returning in the evening, Satya discovered that his boat was empty. All goods and money boxes were lost and flown away. Anxiety and regret emerged, causing Satya to go absent-minded for a moment. Suddenly, my father's teachings appeared very clearly.
Business is a game where money is transferred from the pockets of greedy, impatient, and fearful people to the pockets of wise, calm, and patient people. The key is when negative emotions arise, you cannot let them control your actions.
Realizing her anxiety, Satya didn't do anything hastily. My father's teachings resonated again.
Many years of doing business have made us learn one thing: that success or failure is not determined by us, but is determined by natural impulses. No matter how hard you try, no matter how sure you win, if your natural impulse doesn't allow it, you will still fail as usual. Only when you obey and follow your natural impulses can you begin to taste true happiness in business.
A smile appeared on Satya's lips. No matter how many times her father taught her this lesson, she never really understood the so-called natural impulses. Even as she felt utterly helpless, a sense of surrender emerged. If natural impulses had determined she would lose her money, then it was bound to happen. And the only thing she could do was enjoy everything that unfolded, including losing her money. Satya's eyes sparkled with happiness. Her worries from earlier vanished naturally without effort. She was completely content with the present moment. Then she remembered she still had one gold coin left. After the celebration with her sister, she silently thought, natural impulses still allow me to continue this game of business and travel. How fascinating! Meanwhile, Dalika, after executing the theft, doubled her wealth and believed she had a firm grip on victory. She planned to explore the city the next day to seek more opportunities. The next day, Dalika got up very early and went into the city. As soon as she arrived at the gate, she saw a miserable little girl crying beside the coffin. She asked,
"What's wrong with you?"
The little girl said,
Yes, my father just passed away, and my family is so poor. I don't even have a penny to bury him. I'm so miserable, sister.
Dalika glanced at the ancient house and felt she could make a profit. She asked the little girl if she had anything for sale. She would buy it at a good price so she could have money for her funeral. The family had only one heirloom bowl that belonged to her father. The little girl didn't know if it was valuable or not, so she brought it out for Dalika to see. As soon as Dalika saw it, she knew that this was definitely a gem. She was so happy that she immediately asked how much the baby girl was selling for. After some calculation, the little girl sold it for 1 gold coin, enough to hold her father's funeral. Dalika knew that the little girl did not know the value of the bowl. To her, this was just a throwaway bowl, so she forced the price to 1/2 of a gold coin. The little girl charged 1/2 dong and didn't have enough money to pay for her father's funeral, so she didn't want to sell it. She begged Dalika to pay the full coin. Dalika also did not want to pay more. In the end, she settled on a price of 3/4 gold coins. If she agreed, she would come back tomorrow to pick it up. After speaking, she turned and left. At noon, Satya leisurely strolled into the city and encountered the same crying girl. Moved by compassion, she immediately offered her only gold coin to the girl and said,
"I only have this 1 gold coin, but you need it more than I do. Please take it to arrange the funeral for your father."
Astonished by the stranger's kindness, the girl decided to give Satya the precious bowl as a token of gratitude. Satya recognized its value and insisted on refusing the gift. However, the girl, deeply touched by Satya's kindness, insisted on giving it to her. Eventually, Satya accepted. The next day, when Dalika returned to find the girl, she learned that the bowl had already been given away. Furious and desperate, Dalika tried to reclaim it, but failed as Satya had left earlier. Unable to catch up, Dalika reluctantly sailed back home. Upon their return, both sisters presented their wealth to their father. Dalika offered numerous valuable items and 10 times the initial capital. Satya, however, only presented the bowl. Seeing the bowl, Antagati was momentarily surprised. He sent it for evaluation. After some time, the layer on the outside dissolved, revealing a solid diamond bowl, transparent and sparkling. Antagati nodded.
"This item is worth more than a fortress. 100 times the wealth Dalika earned. Therefore, I declare Satya the rightful winner."
The father continued with a smile.
Both of you are outstanding merchants, and I am proud. Hence, All my wealth will be donated. I will leave each of you the entirety of the recently earned wealth as your capital.
Dalika, initially disappointed, suddenly realized.
From the beginning, this challenge wasn't about choosing an heir. No matter who won, father intended to donate all his wealth. Thus, all my schemes, cunning, and theft were utterly meaningless. Meaningless from the very start. I started with a wrong attitude. I can't end with a wrong attitude anymore.
Dalika apologized to her father and sister for her wrongful actions. She returned the stolen wealth to Satya and sought guidance from her on the true secrets of happy business.
The story revolves around two sisters, Dalika and Satya, each with a different approach to dealing with their father's business challenge. Dalika represents greed and cunning, while Satya embodies compassion and wisdom. Through their actions and decisions, the story emphasizes the value of ethics and kindness in business, as well as the importance of obedience and alignment with natural forces. And so, the story ends with lessons learned, fortunes gained, and hearts enlightened by the wisdom of natural forces and compassionate actions.